It's my great pleasure to introduce to you Cindy Clay.
Good morning. As she said, I'm Cindy Clay. I'm a practitioner and a ministerial student, and I attended here for 25 or more years. My husband and I moved to Bellingham 5 years ago. And I just want to tell you a little bit about why I love these teachings. Kathy Ann asked me if I'd come and do a little power talk. So I started looking at my life, and I have been applying these spiritual practices and principles for a long time. I just closed my business, which I ran for 33 years, and I went through many ups and downs and challenges, but I always found my rock were these spiritual practices. I used to say, if you want to get closer to God, start your own business. And for a long time I said, my business is my spiritual practice. And of course, then I decided to become a practitioner. But I look at my life, and my business thrived through all that time, supported my family. I look at my daughters who are in their 20s now, and my husband and I use spiritual practices to make good parenting decisions, and they are now in their 20s and gainfully employed. Woo! And I was looking at the last 10 years where I have had several health challenges in the last 10 years. Some of them scared the bejesus out of me. And in all cases, I came back to my foundation, my spiritual practices, and I have moved way beyond them. They no longer trouble me. I have a Post-it note on my computer that says, there is a pattern of perfection at the center of my being, now operating in every organ and function, action and reaction. And I meditate on that every day. Just as an outcome, I got a new doctor last year. I went and did all the medical tests, and she was reviewing everything with me, and she looked up and she went, my God, Cindy, you're the healthiest senior I've seen here. Yeah. So you need a Post-it note on your computer. So Kathy Ann asked me if I would want to teach Living from the Masters on living a life you love. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm all over that. So I've spent the last couple of weeks redesigning the course so it's highly engaging and interactive and dynamic in Zoom. It starts in October, 8 Wednesdays. It's going to be such a good class. I got so excited getting ready for it that my husband has registered. So he's like, I want to take that. So we're going to be looking at the 3 spiritual teachers who greatly influenced Ernest Holmes. And the first one is Ralph Waldo Emerson, who Ernest started reading when he was a young man. He was a revolutionary in terms of his thinking. He was so far out there for his day that he completely pissed off Harvard School of Divinity, and they would not have him back for 50 years. So it took 50 years for them to finally see the expansiveness of his thought. So we're going to mine his works for the glimmers of truth that influenced Ernest Holmes. And then we're going to look at Thomas Troward. And when Ernest Holmes found Thomas Troward, he was euphoric. He said, I finally found a rational thinker who can explain the laws of the universe. So we're going to be looking at the sparks in Troward's teachings that greatly influenced Ernest Holmes. And then the third teacher we're going to look at is Emma Curtis Hopkins. So we know she is a Christian mystic who worked in the late 19th century, early 20th century, called the teacher of teachers because she was so influential. And for Ernest's thinking, I think she influenced him in a lot of ways, but one of the big ways was his understanding of duality and unity. Because this famous quote from Emma is, I do not believe in mixtures of good and evil. I believe only in good. So she was just like taking a stand for the fact that there's only one power and presence, and it wants us to be thriving and happy and secure and healthy. The universe is here to benefit us, and that's all Emma coming through, the jewels of her wisdom coming through Ernest Holmes. So we're going to have a great time reading, writing, discussing, journaling, meditating, doing guided visioning, and all of that in the service of taking these really powerful practices, integrating them into our own lives so that we can live lives we love. So please sign up. Come join us.